We flew all the way to Berlin to research a seasoning that we might not even make.
You can't replicate that.
So how did we get into such a pickle? We own a condiments company, and every 3 months we ask members to vote on what products we develop next. Usually it becomes apparent pretty quickly which two are going to win, but this time there's been a battle royale.
So dirty.
Despite Jen having her shoes stolen by security at the airport, we decided to risk it and go to Berlin. This is a risk because at the time of recording, German-style doner kebab seasoning only has an 8-point lead on garlic jam, which means that if new members join and vote for something else, we won't even be making it at all. And to make matters worse, you probably had the single worst travel day I've ever had in my life.
Waiting for Keir, who is in the naughty Brexit lane.
I know it's very first world problems, but there wasn't any parking at the airport, there was a super long queue at security, and then a guy on the plane exploded an entire pressurized can of Fanta all over my bag. By the time we got to Berlin, we were desperate to get into our room, but the hotel system was down, so we couldn't check in. This being Germany, when it did start working again, they didn't even bother to tell us and just left us drinking cocktails at the bar. They finally told us we were allowed into our room.
No, they didn't actually tell us.
When we did get in, however, we wasted no time finding the best rated kebab nearby. This one was called Döner Inn.
Hallo.
Hello.
Wir hätten gerne einen Chicken Döner und einen Falafel-Döner zum Mitnehmen. Auf dem Falafel könnte ich bitte extra Schafskäse haben.
For those of you who aren't already aware, doner kebabs were invented in Berlin by Turkish immigrants. And as a result, the kebabs in Berlin are far, far superior to what we have in the UK. Everything from the bread to the sauces is just better.
My first actual Berlin kebab in at least a year.
So that really is the purpose of this trip, to understand the history and flavours that make Berlin doner unique.
What and everything. It's something about the bread that you can't.
So good.
You can't replicate that.
So hopefully by the end of this trip, we'll be able to create a kebab seasoning that isn't like all of the others. Tomorrow, we'll be going into the city and back to where it all began. Because weirdly, there are actually 2 or 3 different people who have staked their claim to inventing the kebab.